sanctified proud of my son, Pastor Tony Spell, the most popular pastor in America.
It is grossly irresponsible for people to flagrantly disregard and violate these social distancing measures that we have in place across the state of Louisiana.
It seems to me that the church is being persecuted because we're an easier target.
Defying the governor's stay-at-home orders, Pastor Tony Spell hosted more than 1,200 people in his church during the coronavirus outbreak. Social distancing was not happening. Throughout the service, parishioners can be seen touching each other and closely gathering, very few wearing masks or gloves. Spell says if anyone in his congregation is infected with COVID-19, he will heal them through God. Spell says he received warning from police and the National Guard for last night's gathering, but was recently told they would not disperse their church services.
We received assurance that we are not being persecuted for gathering.
Mr. Spell made his intentions to continue to violate the governor's order clear. Instead of showing the strength and resilience of our community during this difficult time, Mr. Spell has chosen to embarrass us for his own self-promotion.
Now, the East Baton Rouge Coroner's Office has listed a member of Pastor Spell's congregation as a recent death of COVID-19 complications.
Really worried about just spreading the word. They would go on Facebook Live or YouTube or some kind of way to spread their word where they would not have to go and meet in places and spread this virus that's killing people every day.
The virus doesn't negate our constitutional right.
We all can't go to work. We all can't do all kinds of things, and this guy wants to continue to be out there begging people for their stimulus checks, and it's shameful, and that's why we're out here.
We will not give up. Pastor Tony Spell's congregation's message for our local leaders was very clear.
Open up these churches! Get your foot off the neck of the churches of America!
You don't expect a pastor and church members to be aggressive in this way, just to the person with the least amount of power standing outside with a sign.
Protester Trey Bennett says he was targeted not once but twice for protesting at Life Tabernacle Church on Sunday. Central Police say this video shows a bus allegedly driven by Pastor Tony Spell backing up near Bennett, hitting the brakes and stopping just a few feet short of hitting him.
Drove in reverse, accelerating at me until he stopped 3 to 4 feet in front of me.
I was led into a trap. A half a dozen officers handcuffed me, put me in the back of the car, and booked me into East Baton Rouge Parish Prison.
Embattled Pastor Tony Spell planned a news conference Tuesday morning. As he approached reporters, Central Police officers approached him. He points and says something to the officer, then walks in another direction.
He wanted to have his news conference.
And before he can make it to the waiting microphones, he's put in cuffs.
We're not out here for a news conference. We have a job to do.
Spell is charged with assault after this incident with a protester caught on camera Sunday, along with 2 outstanding bench warrants for traffic violations.
I think that the Central Police Department is trying to close down the church. They have not been able to do so. And so they took a complaint from someone who is obviously biased against the church and ran with it.
His congregation creating a spectacle in the adjacent parking lot to the EBR Parish Prison. There they stood praying and worshiping while Spell awaited his bail. Shortly after, bail money arrived and Spell was bonded out. $5,000 later, Spell walked free.
I want to give hope to every Christian in this nation today. You don't let anybody take your rights to go to church. You don't let anybody take your rights to assemble.
Stand strong.
You stand strong. And don't ever forget that Jesus Christ is the Savior of this world.
Spell is continuing to stand by his defiant statements in the middle of a global pandemic.
I will not give up my right to have church. I will not give up my rights to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ.
One of his parishioners has COVID-19. The other died from complications of the virus.
I will see you in church tonight at 7:30 where I'm going to preach.